the idea of going to California, but like in recent years, I've thought about it.
I mean, I think so. People go to California because, you could do comedy, but you also have like the opportunity to work in entertainment.
Right. Like do any like you can write.
You can write.
People write for shit. You can act.
You can
and
be
do
in
all that
commercials.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, a funny person. We need a funny person for this commercial. Is it hot in here? Do you want to be colder?
It's a bit warm, but I'm fine.
I'll turn it down. I think I'll have the fan on.
I like saunas.
Sauna.
Just
I
sauna.
don't like dry saunas.
No, dry saunas suck.
Dry sauna is like fucking. Okay, I have to set to 70.
I worked at a gym with a dry sauna. Fucking.
It's like being in a bathroom that you put like a space heater on and like there's a block of wood in there.
Yeah.
Do you hear that sound? That's the sound of my AC never having been turned on before. Or in a while.
Some shit's gonna be coming out. It's gonna be like
that's a compressor.
Like coming out of the thing.
Your refrigerant's gonna break out. It's gonna freeze us like liquid nitrogen.
See, that's like the one thing I can't do. I have to. Is it recording?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, check.
Is it
please.
recording?
Yeah, check.
For now it is. Dude, we have already used 30 seconds of record time. A minute and 30 seconds of record time. Excuse me.
Holy shit.
We're rolling.
Yeah, so I have to have the AC on. That's like the one thing is like I'll sell my sperm to keep up the money that I have to keep AC on, because keeping a house as a nice temperature is like the one thing. It's like that's what I'm here for. My home is supposed to be comfortable, and if it's not at a room temperature that I don't enjoy, then I'm like, I'm not doing something right.
I didn't like AC for a long time because, living in the South, I would actually, it's like we're watching tennis here in the background, or at least I am.
Yeah.
I really liked playing tennis, like when I was in high school, middle school a little bit. But I would always like be outside, like you go outside where it's like 100 degrees and 100% humidity. Then you come inside, and like that temperature change constantly, like that'll like make you feel tired or sick or whatever. So like I didn't like AC.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're like, why am I gonna come into like this 60-degree environment when I've been out there and it's like 200 degrees?
Yeah.
Like, just keep it 200 degrees all the time. So yeah, I didn't like AC for a while, and then I just kind of stopped going outside. And I'm like, wait, this is better.
See, that's the thing. I never spent time outside. Like I did, but like if it was too hot, I wouldn't. So if it was a nice temperature outside, I'd go outside. But otherwise, I'm just staying inside. And if I'm gonna be playing on my Xbox all day, jerking off, then I want it to be a good, nice 72 degrees. With the air on.
You don't want it, getting runny. Splush. Whatever.
The sploosh?
Yeah, the sploosh.
Okay. Let's not get the sploosh.
Like a chilled granite countertop. You're working with the chocolates, right? You see those videos where they do things with chocolate?
What do you mean do? Well, okay, what do you mean do
they
things?
Make
I've watched plenty of videos where they do things with chocolate.
What's the... have the little tube for the frosting that they decorate cakes.
Like making cakes and they're putting frosting.
Yeah. So they do that with chocolate. And like that's how they get like these little pretty like lattice structured chocolate things that they put on the cake.
The lavish decorations.
They'll do it on a chilled granite countertop, and then they'll remove it from the countertop and just kind of put on the cake.
Oh, I have seen that. Yeah,
because
it's how they make it like flat.
It's not like the how they have the fucking chocolate syrup that you put on your ice cream, and like it cools down really quickly and makes a shell.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like that, I guess, but like you can't use that and get a pretty snowman or whatever on your cake. If you have a 3-tier cake and try to make a nice little ring around it.
Nice little ring around the rosy.
That's on the side. They do crazy stuff, man. Do you like that voice?
I do crazy stuff, man. All right, let's start the thing.
Oh, is this not making the cut?
No, it can be in the cut. I'm just saying.
B-roll? Are we doing B-roll right now?
Like, because this will have to be our first episode, since our first episode didn't actually exist.
It exists.
in our minds.
In our hearts.
In our hearts, in our minds.
It existed in that moment.
But not in digital copy.
Which makes it even more special, I'd like to think.
So let's...
Can we just start with episode 2?
You want to start with episode 2?
Yeah.
Just start with episode 2 with no...
I didn't like The Phantom Menace.
Wait, you didn't like The Phantom Menace? Qui-Gon.
Well, so The Phantom Menace for me was like my first Star Wars movie.
Your first one. You never watched any one before it. That was your first one. And you still don't like it?
No, I actually do.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if I'm really honest, like, you know, like the prequel memes now and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I find it really funny, but like legitimately Star Wars Episode 3, it's like for a while it was like one of my favorite movies.
Oh, absolutely. I loved episode 3.
And like people are making fun of it, like trying to make it like the new The Room. And I'm like, oh, yeah. That was,
see, I
kind of felt like it was my thing.
We're already going to lose anybody that listens that's a huge nerd. I am a huge backer of the Star Wars prequels. I defend them very strongly. And here's the thing. Okay, I'll admit, number 2, Attack of the Clones, really shitty. Like, of all the Star Wars, I think episode 2 is easily the worst. It's sand. Oh, I don't like sand. It gets stupid. It's dumb. However, I think that when people who claim to be Star Wars fans say that one thing ruined the franchise for them, it annoys the hell out of me. They're like, but Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks is so dumb. It's like, but Darth Maul. Amazing, one of the coolest characters they ever created. General Grievous, one of the coolest people ever. Count Dooku, great guy. Like, they've made so many cool characters that one doesn't ruin the whole franchise.
His name sounds too much like Count Doo-Doo.
Count Doo-Doo?
I think anyone actually, like legitimately, like they'll probably change their tune now that they're older and more mature. They have a fine taste, man. They really realize, oh, now, like, I get it, like, George Lucas really ruined the franchise. I think most people that are, like, even like millennial generation, they like the prequels because like that was their first Star Wars.
Absolutely, yeah, I remember when the first one came out. I think we saw it in theaters, but then I was like, I need that movie, and my mom was like off on a trip, and when she was coming back, like the only thing I would talk to her on the phone about was Star Wars Episode 1. She's like, I want to see that movie so bad, I love it. She came home and she like brought a VHS copy of it for me, and it was like Christmas.
The thing
it was like Christmas in July. I was so happy.
I don't know if you had this. I'm pretty sure like most people, at least young people, had this. Like when those first came out, like I felt like my object permanence was still developing, and I would watch Star Wars and be like, okay, those are the good guys because they got blue and green lightsabers. That's a bad guy because he has a red lightsaber. Everything else, I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, the robots are bad, and everyone else is good, and they have a name, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I just want to see.
I definitely
stuff.
didn't actually learn the story until I watched Star Wars, like the prequels, like I'd probably say 10 years later, and then I was watching it. Oh, now I know what's going on. Such as example, in the second movie, when Count Dooku is talking to Obi-Wan Kenobi about like, oh, I work for the Separatists and I work for somebody and I think you should work for me. Obi-Wan Kenobi is, oh, I'll never work for you and I'm a Jedi and he knows Count Dooku knows Qui-Gon Jinn. And he's like, where's Qui-Gon Jinn? He's like, he's dead. Well, then he mentions.
I don't know if that did it happen.
Yeah. He goes. Where's Qui-Gon Jinn at? And then Obi-Wan's like, he's dead. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Bummer.
But he mentions Master Sifo Dyas.
Yeah.
I had no idea who that was. And because it was in the same conversation, I thought he was talking about Qui-Gon Jinn.
That's the one.
And I thought that was just Qui-Gon Jinn's other name.
Oh.
And I didn't know because they hadn't showed who Sifo Dyas was and they didn't really talk about him. So I was like, who? So I honestly thought Qui-Gon Jinn had like set up the clone army for episode 2 and then he like changed his name to Qui-Gon Jinn. And it was just because at the time I wasn't paying full attention.
Yeah.
So because I was like, good guy, bad guy, good guy, bad guy. He's wearing white clothes and he's wearing a cape, so he has to be a villain.
Yeah, the labels definitely got me as like the Federalists, the Separatists, and the Republic, and I was like, those are all big words.
It's like politics,
politics, space politics,
space politics,
space.
And
Caesars.
that's like the biggest complaint that I can see about the prequels is that it's basically just space politics. But to me, again, there's just so many cool scenes in it. Like even in the second movie, as bad as a lot of it is, the scene where the clones attack Geonosis and like come off the things and they're attacking the spires and they're blowing stuff up. That scene blows my mind every time. And then when Count Dooku is fighting Obi-Wan Kenobi and then Anakin, and then he's also fighting Yoda, like that was an awesome scene. You got to see who was it? Not who played Count Dooku. It was bothering me.
Christopher Lee.
I mean Christopher Lee.
Saruman.
Count Dooku, such a good Saruman.
He killed a guy.
Saruman Sensei. I'm sure he probably killed plenty of people. He
killed probably lots of guys.
He was a Nazi hunter.
Yeah.
He was killing Nazis.
I mean, like most people's criticism of the prequels, like they ruin kind of like some of the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like they ruin Yoda, I guess. Like some of the mysticism. They try to like make like, oh, the Force is this big mystical thing.
Yeah.
That, kind of like this chi thing, and they're like, nope,
it's germs,
little germs in your next to your mitochondria,
little germs that
they hang
things.
out next to the ribosomes. You're like, wow.
I mean, albeit, here's the thing, like they mention it once and then they completely drop it.
Yeah,
like that's the thing. Like after the first movie, they immediately never talk about it ever again. So I'm like, they kind of throw that away. I mean, it's still canon, but like,
dude, what do you think's gonna happen in The Last Jedi?
The Last Jedi?
Oh, who do you think Rey is related to?
Oh, okay. We're going into theory territory.
She Luke's daughter? She Snoke's puppy that gains sentience? And
first off, that's
human?
A theory in and of itself that it's Snoke.
That it is Snoke? Ooh.
Snoke, right? Snokey?
Yeah.
Is it Snokey?
Snokey.
Yo, I'm Snokey.
Let her go, Snokey.
Let's see. Rey's parents.
Obi-Wan.
I believe that they are somebody that we haven't met yet. But I believe is still connected to Luke in some way.
Dude.
Like maybe they were Jedi that was training under Luke, and then for whatever reason she got abandoned on a planet. I don't know. I don't think it's Luke's kid. Only because so many people that were close to Luke didn't act like it, and I understand that it's like, well, maybe they didn't know. I doubt, but why would Luke have a secret baby? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like, is the implication there that Luke is married to somebody else and then he has an out of wedlock kid, and then it's Rey and he goes, just put her on another planet.
Put her in the sandbox. Let her play in the sandbox. Oh, where did she go? Oh, we left her in the sandbox. That's good, safe.
Just shoots her off on another planet. Like, all right, bye, kid. But yeah, I don't. I don't know. I don't play too much of the theory game because I don't like the idea if you're right, because then it's almost like you've just spoiled the movie for yourself because you're like, I just guessed it was right.
I mean, you can only browse memes so long all day at work that eventually I turn to reading all the fan theories and stuff.
Absolutely.
I try to be like, I'm gonna go ahead and while I'm at work and I'm not doing anything, I'm gonna educate myself about the world, and I'm gonna go on to fucking the SmithsonianMag.com or the New Yorker and read stuff like, nah.
Let's go read up on some Star Wars fan fiction on Tumblr.
Some fan theories here. See what's gonna happen in Infinity Wars. What's the deal with Tony Stark's armor?
What? Tony Stark's armor. I don't know anything about the Infinity Wars yet. I specifically don't look at some movies because I want like that complete first experience when I watch them.
Yeah.
So like most Marvel movies, I tend to try to stay away. The problem is like I've already seen a lot of like every trailer and teaser for Spider-Man. So now I feel like I've basically seen the movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you feel.
I don't know. I'm like, I guess I have it a little bit worse because like I'm really cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'll wait for a movie to come to DVD, and then I'll definitely pay for it and not download it illegally offline.
He's using the quote fingers.
I'm doing little bunny foo-foo over here.
Bunny foo-foo over there.
Hopping through the forest.
He's quoting everything, which is very weird because I don't know who he's quoting.
So I don't like paying for things, allegedly.
Allegedly, cannot prove it.
So yeah, I'll usually wait for them to come to DVD or to digital release, and then I'll watch it.
See, I think that there are certain movies that are more fun to watch in theaters than it is to watch at home.
Yeah.
Now, see, because I have this whole theory about how movies are that I think some movies are actually ruined by seeing them in movie theaters because it's so expensive to see movies in theaters now that if you pay the $10 to get your ticket, maybe $10 for somebody else if you're taking somebody with you, the $15 you spend for popcorn, drinks, and maybe candy.
You buy snacks in the theater?
I do.
What?
Well, I don't. Okay, I don't buy candy.
I'm a sneaky.
I will usually go and buy candy.
I sneak them right at my pant leg.
I absolutely.
I just stick it in there.
I just stuff it in my mouth and just walk in like a chipmunk.
Like I got a piece in my shoe, which I might have some Reese's Pieces in my shoe. But you know.
But no, but if I don't, and it's a payday, I will buy a snack. But yeah, you still pay a lot, and then you go see a movie. You're like, wow, I just saw Transformers 17. That movie sucked. I can't believe I paid this much money to go see a crappy movie. So, however, if you go see that movie for free, or you go see that movie for cheap, and you go buy the DVD for $10 at Target, and then you go watch it, and then you're like, oh, that was decent for $10.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like seeing some movies in theaters, I think, ruins it, and then seeing it out of it is. So that's why I am very picky with the movies I go see in theaters, but I still go and see them because there is still an experience when you go, and they make some movies more enjoyable.
Yeah. I'm definitely not into like owning physical copies of movies.
Yeah.
That's
it takes up a lot of space. That was cool. Take up a lot of space.
Like when you couldn't access it on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Or have a copy that way. But yeah, what the heck? Like, how many movies I actually watched multiple times recently? Not that many, because there's always new shit coming out.
Yeah, I always go back and watch. Like, I have movies that I watch.
They're
all
hiding the tennis courts from the bombers. They have not gotten out of this World War II mentality.
Yeah, it's France, man. They got to be careful. Germany's right next door.
Bro, London.
Oh, is this London? Well, they're still worried about Germany.
This is Wimbledon.
Oh, it's Wimbledon.
Hello.
Okay, I don't know.
Welcome to Wimbledon.
France and Germany, I don't see a difference.
France and Germany. I don't know why they still get those accents. So what'd you do today?
What I do today? Oh, I watched Sharknado.
Sharknado.
For the first time.
Was it enjoyable?
It's exactly...
Is it just
as from what you
exactly
heard.
Like what we're just talking about?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah. It's on Netflix, so feel free to watch it sometime.
I don't got the Netflix.
It's got all like 4 of them.
I don't have the Netflix.
Oh, you don't have the Netflix? No. I thought you did have the Netflix. You just said you watch things on Netflix, so that's why I assumed you had it.
I basically said I steal movies.
Am I gonna have to bleep? Are we gonna have to bleep out every single illegal activity you admit to on here?
Allegedly,
do. But yeah, no, I watched Sharknado. It was. So here's the thing. So I watched 2 movies, right? I watched Sharknado, but then first I watched a movie called Falling Down with Michael Douglas. It's basically he's like
rom-com?
No, it was by Joel Schumacher. It had Michael Douglas and I can't remember the other guy's name right now. Oh, Robert Duvall. Basically, Michael Douglas is this guy who's like a disgruntled man, right? He's like, you like he's at a job that I think he gets fired from.
He's old. I got it.
And he's old, middle aged at the time because it's a younger Michael Douglas. But he basically he just goes around, and he's trying to get to his daughter's birthday, and he just keeps running into stuff and then going ballistic. Like the scene that a lot of people have seen that's always on Facebook and stuff is he walks into a Wham burger, like a McDonald's or whatever, and he walks up to the counter and goes, "I'd like to have a breakfast sandwich, please." And they go, "Sorry, we don't serve breakfast anymore." Because this is in 90 something where they don't serve breakfast all day.
Oh yeah,
like it's already aged.
Breakfast
I can
ends
tell.
at 10:30. What?
Yeah. So he's like, "I'd like to have breakfast." I go, "Oh, we don't serve breakfast. We stopped serving at 11:30." And he looks at his watch. It's like 11:35. And he's like, but I just want breakfast. And they go, sorry, sir, it's our policy. We cannot sell you breakfast. So he pulls out a machine gun from a bag that he had gotten earlier. And he goes, all I want is breakfast. I'm the consumer. Consumer's always right. And he's just like going crazy. And that's just to see that it's a wonderful scene. But but that movie was really good. It made you like question certain things about society and the way people react to it, and how
breakfast.
And like some people are dealt a crappy hand and deal with it better.
With my eggs.
Exactly. The real questions. And then I watched Sharknado, where it's like
then you got deep.
Shoddy scenes of like sometimes there's water up to the skyscrapers and then there's water like nowhere to be found again. And like there was the thing that I kept losing my mind about. There's an actor where he's got a haircut. He's Australian, and because B movies always have to have a foreign guy. He has
real Australian though, or is he like?
Oh no, he was. I think he was.
I'm Australian.
I mean, he played the Australian stereotype, but he was actually Australian. But like halfway through the movie, he like comes into a scene and he had a haircut, completely different hair. Yeah, like shorter, like it's like my hair, and then it was like a little bit shorter than yours is, and like yours. It's like his. It's like he has your haircut for the first half of the movie, and then there's a scene where he comes out and he's got my haircut, and then another scene after that where he goes back to your haircut, and then another scene later where he has mine, and it's like, hey, did nobody tell you that maybe you shouldn't get your haircut halfway through shooting, buddy, or at least get it cut the same way?
Yeah.
Did nobody tell you that?
Sharknado? I haven't seen it. Is it intentionally terrible? Or is it like ironic, like they try to make it this thing and like it didn't come out?
So I think that's the beauty of it. Is it dances on that line. Okay. You can't tell. It's like either they actually tried to make a movie with a budget that's literally in the 3 digits, and that's what they made, or because there are parts of the movie where you think the actors know, like, we're in a shitty movie. We know we're in a shitty movie.
Because just the idea of a Sharknado sounds ridiculous.
Oh, it is. Well, and the funny thing, too, is they don't even say Sharknado in the first movie. I think they say it later on, but they don't say... They just say there's a storm coming with tornadoes and also sharks are flying in it.
So, I mean, I'd have to assume they're, like, poking fun at, big blockbuster, what was the movie Twister? Like
Twister,
Jaws.
Yeah. It was kind of both. Like there's a scene where like they're in a helicopter and they're like, we need a bigger chopper.
Okay.
It's like, I get it. It's like that better shark movie that you're stealing everything from. But no, it was ridiculous. But it is that glorious. It's that glorious turd where you watch and you're just like, oh, that's painful and I'm bleeding out of my ear right now. But it was a good watch. It was good to see it once. I am actually interested to watch the rest of them though, because what I've heard is that they get better. Because after the first one got a cult following, the second one was actually able to get some money, and so they were able to make certain scenes a little bit better, like make the sharks look better and stuff like that.
Is there more than 2?
Oh, there's like 4.
Oh, okay.
And I think they're making a 5th one. Last time I saw,
they're probably all film. Wow, they're all probably making up words. Words fail me now.
Words are difficult.
They're probably making like all 20 of them at the same time. Like, all right, just release them.
Probably.
Got them stockpiled somewhere.
I know that there's like one guy that's in 3 of them, and then I think the 4th one is somebody else, but I can't remember. But yeah, they're all on Netflix. So I'm just gonna binge them. I'm just gonna have to fill myself up with heroin or something to keep myself going through it. Cocaine to watch the Sharknadoes.
We need to have experts that we can access on this and just call them up. Is it possible to have like a typhoon lift the shark out of the water and cause mass destruction? Notice how I left the C out of that.
We need Mythbusters. We need Mythbusters. They already made like an animatronic Jaws shark, so we just need to take that and then put it in a tornado. Which was technically wasn't even a tornado because they said it came from water, and when it comes from water, it's a typhoon. It's a typhoon. But they never said it was a typhoon. They kept saying it was a tornado, and I was like, guys, you're not even getting your own science right.
Dude. Scientifically implausible.
But so besides that, one of my new favorite things now is when I was in high school, I used to love reading people's fan fictions. Have you ever done that?
Which people's?
Like any of like find any franchise, TV show, whatever that you like, and just go find somebody's fan fiction, read it.
I'm not
like
entirely
online.
sure where to find fan. I mean,
I'm
assuming I just Google blank fan fiction.
Yeah, you could just
Do
you
they
can
call
just
it
look
fan
up.
fiction, or are they like super serious about it?
So the
Do
place
people
I
take
go
offense to that?
The place I go to is
4chans.
called fanfiction.net, and
Oh.
so people call it fanfiction. Some people call it their own thing because they do think there's a stigma on
The
fanfiction.
mothership. Okay, I got
So
you.
they'll like my own personal story. But no, it is the best thing that you'll ever do because some of the stories that people come up with. My favorite thing is when somebody literally takes a movie plot and then just inserts their characters from another show in there, and it's like it's pure plagiarism. My favorite one was I was reading this one that was a Naruto fan fiction from the anime Naruto, and I'm reading it, and about halfway through the reading I realized this is the plot to Batman Begins. Like they literally because it's like he leaves the village because he's mad at them, and then he leaves, and then he's like in prison, and then somebody comes to him and is like, I could train you to be a super powerful ninja, just come to this mountain. And then he climbs the mountain and he has to grab a flower. Once he grabs a flower, he goes up there, he gets trained, and then he's like, no, you have to kill this guy. And he's like, Naruto's like, I don't want to kill somebody. And I'm like, oh my god, it's Batman Begins.
I actually just watched that yesterday. I watched the whole trilogy. I think it was yesterday.
Now my absolute favorite, this is my absolute favorite one. I lost my shit when I read this one. Somebody took again Naruto, and they made him into Stone Cold Steve Austin, the professional wrestler.
Gotta crack a cold one.
It is the best thing on the planet because it takes place after a time skip where he leaves and then he comes back, and so he's older, and they imply that like during the years he went back, he went from being the character that he is to being a beer swinging, like middle finger flipping off like guy who's like, and the thing is they gave him all the Stone Cold mannerisms. So like somebody would be like, hey Naruto, do you want to be Hokage? And he's like, what?
He does have the hair. I mean,
it's so funny. And like, and it was super funny too because then they wrote a scene where he like goes out, and then somebody's like, I need to talk to Naruto. And so they go find him. They like send somebody, like a police officer, to go find him. And they find him in a bar causing ruckus. And he comes in like he stuns him with his new ninja move, right? But it's a Stone Cold Stunner. So he stuns him, and then somebody else comes in and goes, I can't believe he did that. And he stuns them, and then another person comes out. He stuns 4 people. And I lost my mind. I pissed myself because I knew the exact episode of Monday Night Raw that he stole that exact scene from, because it was the first Monday Night Raw I had ever seen ever. And it was when Stone Cold stunned Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, and then Linda McMahon all in one. And it was the exact scene, word for word, exactly how it was on TV, and then they just put the character's name in there, and I was shitting my pants. I was like, oh my god.
dude, fan fiction's so weird. Do you know that 50 Shades of Grey was originally written as a Twilight fan fiction?
I had heard that.
That is
I was not sure if
hilarious.
it was true. And one of the things I would love to do, by the way, on the podcast is I would love to get romance novels, and specifically the super smuttiest ones, and randomly pick a page and open up to it. That's another thing I love to do besides reading fan fiction.
Totally do that.
I like opened up. I think it was like maybe the third.
I think
50 Shades.
Go
book.
ahead. Yeah.
And I immediately opened it up. The first page I went to was like I was blindfolded, and he walked behind me and opened the drawer. Was it the butt drawer? And I was like, what? What's a butt drawer? Is it a drawer filled with butts? Or is it, I'm guessing it's a drawer filled with butt stuff.
Steve, I'm getting a little concerned that like you enjoy erotica a little too much. Literature.
The shameful thing is I was at work too, because I was putting it on the shelf. And then I was like, let's randomly open it up.
That's so weird. Like I'll be like at Walmart, and they'll have like some of like the New York Times bestsellers. They'll have like some bizarre, not main canon Star Wars books, like for kids. And right next to it, they'll have like the Dear Penthouse Forum type novels, if you can call them that. Like
Yeah.
what?
The women porn is what
Yeah,
it is.
women
Like
porn.
men look at tits and women read about men who can cook
Women
and
like
also
to imagine.
love sensually.
Oh, I can only imagine how. Oh, what a sweet guy.
Yeah, I love looking at those books because they're so ridiculous. It's like Love from the West, and it's like a cowboy holding some woman, but she's like in a suit because she's a strong businesswoman from the East, but he's a rough man from the West, and
Rough man. Yeehaw.
so stupid. But yeah, I would love to do that. It's just like like once every week, just bring in a book and be like, let's look at that.
Yeah. Now, are we going to buy these books, or
No.
we going to go to
Well,
the
I mean-
library?
Oh,
Excuse
God.
me. Where do you keep your romance
Your
novels?
used women porn.
Where do you keep your women porn? Is it, okay, no.
That's
all
gross. Why is this one wet?
Mm.
This is
Dewey Decimal System here.
But
Ugh.
so following up on that, my new favorite thing that I like to do now is because of how many fan fictions and fan writings like to do crossovers of like movies and stuff. My favorite thing now is to do that and just put Donald Trump in it. And just make like Donald Trump now as the main character. Like
Continue.
like SpongeBob crossed Donald Trump, but he's Squidward now. And Squidward's like, or SpongeBob is like, hey, Squidward, the Krabby Patty's ready. And he goes, this is the worst Krabby Patty that is here. This is the worst place. I hate working here. This place makes no money. It's full of losers. It's made of losers.
Are you saying Donald Trump is your version of the Globetrotters?
yes. They have
Just
to be in
appears
everything.
all the animation.
They have
That's
to
why
be
you
in
pull
everything.
up SpongeBob. That like in elementary school, compositional writing was like a big like state tested focused thing.
Yeah.
It's like you'd be like, all right, today's topic is this. In 5th grade, we just had a kid who, I thought he was like special needs or something. Like apparently now he's like doing a lot of like computer programming. Like he's doing really well for himself,
Yeah.
designing websites and things like that. But he would just write every story, and he would just write a SpongeBob episode and replace SpongeBob with his name. You're like, all right, well,
What did you do over the summer?
that's- that
I got
wasn't
a
even
job
related
working
to what we're
fast
talking about,
food and-
but okay. Just keep writing SpongeBob. It's proven.
Yeah,
It's a proven story.
it's a great story too as well. It captures a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
God, but let me see. What else was another one I was thinking? I think Trump as Goku in Dragon Ball Z would be pretty funny.
I'm
Like-
not a big Dragon Ball Z guy.
Yeah, you're not a fan of anything, are you?
I'm really not
Just
actually. It's
fan
kind
of-
of sad.
See, it's funny too because I think.
Well, I didn't have
Dragon
cable
Ball
growing
Z.
up, so
Oh,
and
see,
like the
that
one
probably did it
guy,
then.
the one guy like I knew growing up,
Mhm.
that was like I thought he was kind of a loser. I really liked Dragon Ball Z. It's like
everyone was.
this turns me off to this whole thing.
See, and that's really unfortunate. I hate that because I hate then going back to something like that and then being like, oh, you know who did that for me recently was Fall Out Boy. I used to hate Fall Out Boy mostly because everyone I knew that liked Fall Out Boy, I hated their guts. Like in middle school and stuff, every kid who liked Fall Out Boy was such like,
Good
I
music.
hate you and I want to punch you in your face. And then I've gone back and like listened to their new stuff and old
Yeah.
stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I actually enjoy their music. Like since I've now eliminated people in my life that I hate that like that, I've now listened to it and I'm like, crap. Objectively, I like their music.
Yeah, like
I enjoy it.
I'll listen to pop radio stations,
Yeah.
like the really obnoxious ones. Like they'll play the same 4 songs over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I listen to those 4 songs, I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
that's actually a decent song right there.
Well,
okay.
and see, and what it was is they were popping up on another radio station that I had, and just like on Pandora because I had Pandora, so I'd be listening to like 21 Pilots.
Mhm.
And then they would pop up through a link with another band. And then the more that they came on, I just found myself not skipping their music as much, not down thumbing it. And then I was like, crap, I'm a Fall Out Boy fan
I am tired of
after all these years.
what's that shitty band? Chainsmokers.
A lot of people are jumping off the Chainsmokers thing. I honestly didn't. I can't even tell you what one of their songs are.
I enjoyed one song, and I can't remember it now.
Yeah. You know what? You know what's
never getting older. That one.
Oh, is that one that we're
Yeah.
never getting? Okay, yeah. So I that one comes up on my Pandora a lot too. Well, you know what doesn't exist
I
anymore.
sang it totally perfectly, by the way.
It was.
I was
perfect.
a little upset you didn't,
No, I was.
congratulate me.
I was wiggling down here.
Okay, cool.
It was going right off.
Okay.
It was enjoying the show.
This is definitely going in your diary
So,
to go later into our
Dear
our
diary.
podcast fan fiction.
Mark Joseph. Dear Diary, Mark Joseph was the best Chainsmokers cover of the
Can
year.
we write
a
our
doubt.
own podcast fan fiction and then release it anonymously and be like, you guys,
Oh my gosh.
you people out there, one of you, several of
guys.
you.
Absolutely.
That would be the most depressing thing ever.
Yeah.
You guys, there's so many people listening to this.
Oh my
It
gosh,
is
we have such
incredible.
great fans writing stories.
We
Look
want
at
to
that.
thank each and every one of you.
And then one of these, and then I'm gonna write one that's like one where like Mark and Steven looked into each other's eyes and knew they had to make love, and they'd be like, "Whoa, guys, come on, guys, we're not.
You guys,
stop writing that smut. Stop writing that smut, you guys."
Yeah.
And it's like,
You guys are crazy.
it's like, who is I'm on the podcast 11511? Who is that guy? He wrote this weird story.
Dude, guess what happened to our recording?
I swear to God, if it stopped,
Guess?
is it still going?
Yeah, it's still going.
God, I'm gonna punch you. What time are we at? It's numbers. It's not that hard.
I was trying to do the math. I was trying to remember, okay, how much time did we start initially with? And now how much time is left on this thing here? But it also tells you
should
how
have
much
been
time
only
you've been
about, like,
recording for. It already does the
13.
math for me.
Oh,
So, anyway, I'm not going to tell you.
what the?
50 million minutes. We've been doing 36 minutes.
36. Okay, so we'll go for another 30.
Wow.
Or I don't know, another 20. We can just keep
Dude,
going for
what?
a little bit. What
You know
what
what
I
I
was
did
thinking.
today?
So we'll cut out that time that we were checking for.
Do you want to know what I did
time.
today?
Yeah, Mark, tell me what you did today.
I went to Wendy's
You went to Wendy's.
and I ordered. This is a great story.
Yeah,
Wait
I'm
for it.
listening to it.
So, guess what my order was?
You order the Baconator.
No, but a lot of people did. Is the Baconator that good?
I think so.
It's one of those, like, the picture looks super crazy because it has, like, this whole, like a full 4 inches of bacon.
Yeah.
That's, like, nice and wavy, and I'm pretty sure you're getting, like, just a bunch of
Yeah.
bacon bits. No. I ordered medium fries,
Okay.
1 junior bacon cheeseburger,
Okay.
and 2 crispy chicken sandwiches. Guess what I got?
All that you ordered.
No. I got medium fries,
Okay.
2 junior bacon cheeseburgers,
Oh, snap.
and 1 crispy chicken sandwich, and they gave me a free drink cup because they took forever, and I got water instead. Booyah! What?
I don't know why you got water instead
What?
if you had the option of soda. But yeah, what? That's crazy.
Craziness.
Craziness, man.
My life is wild.
Your life is insane. You go in the fast lane and you just keep
What do
like
you-
the pedal
what-
on
what
like a
do you
solid
guys do?
45.
What do you guys do to celebrate your freedom as a goddamn American on this 4th of July weekend? What do you do, huh? You go pop fireworks?
I go to Wendy's and they
You go
mess up my
hiking?
order. That's what I
Huh?
do.
I go to Wendy's and I come out with a net profit, not even profit.
Nope.
No room for F's here.
Yeah, that's right. Get that
Net
F out of there. Put another P.
profit.
Just copy it.
Of 50 cents because a junior bacon cheeseburger costs $2.50 and a crispy chicken sandwich $2.
Whoa, they giving you money.
And I wanted 2 junior bacon cheeseburgers, but I was like, that extra 50 cents?
Alex, no, can't do it.
Nah.
I can't find it in my couch.
I'm gonna have 2 Crispies,
2 Crispies.
2 crispy chickies,
I love when
and then I got what I wanted.
I love fast food mistakes when they're in your on your side. My favorite one was I went to Burger King and I ordered a single Whopper. Right?
Wait,
I ordered a single Whopper.
A single Whopper. We gotta hype these up a little bit more.
A single one patty Whopper.
Because my story wasn't that great. Here, I'll be your hype man. You just tell the story. You tell it like it is.
I ordered a single number one, one patty Whopper.
Just one Whopper with one patty.
One patty Whopper.
One opportunity.
And when I pulled up to the window.
And you pulled to the window. Didn't let it slip.
When I pulled up the window, the lady opened the door and said, "Sir, I am so sorry.
Oh my goodness.
We messed up your order."
No.
But then I said, "Okay, what's wrong with it?" She said, "We made yours a double Whopper."
Wait, is that what you wanted? Is that good for you?
No, I ordered a single patty Whopper. I ordered a one patty Whopper and they made it a double.
How? Why did she apologize?
Probably because I'm a fat ass. She didn't want me to die too early. She's probably like, "Sorry, sir. This is probably going to give you a heart attack or a stroke. One or the other."
She would open it as like a scanner. You're like, "Oh, good. Thank God." Yeah, you're welcome. Like, shit. Sorry, dude.
Well, and she may not have been apologizing for her. She may have been apologizing for me. Like, "I'm sorry for you that you have to eat all this food.
I'm
you fat
sorry,
fuck."
dude. Fuck you. I mean, you don't need this.
But I looked at her and I was like, I'll take the mistake. I'll deal with it.
I'll take the blame.
It's
okay.
Just give it to me. And she charged me just for one. So I was like, that's by far the best mistake. Because what they did was they kept the stuff that I didn't want on it. So I was like, "Oh, take off pickles and lettuce and tomato," because I didn't like those at the time, and it came with those. So I was like, maybe that's what she's apologizing for.
Dude.
Like, sorry, we were too lazy to open it up and fling that shit into the trash. So instead, we're just gonna put another meat patty on there for you.
I'm not a big fan of the Burger King burgers. I think the broiling method they use makes them taste too much like a battery to me. Like they have like a little like metallic taste for some reason. You don't get that? You don't get that impression?
I've always been a Burger King. Like, I hate McDonald's. I'll eat there, but it's out of hate.
I'll eat it, but yeah, I have to be kind of down on myself.
Yeah, I usually have to be drunk. If I'm drunk, I'll be like, "Oh, let's go to McDonald's," because like it's cheap. Like the cheap menu at McDonald's, I think is very good. And that's usually what I'll get is I'll just get stuff that's off the dollar menu. And then just deal with it. Because that I'm expecting to be trash. I don't pay money for like a Big Mac. Because I'm like, I'm not going to pay this much money for garbage. But when it comes to Burger King, I've always been a big Burger King guy.
Dude.
That's like my default.
Dude. Do you know the Burger King is married to the Dairy Queen?
What? That's a royalty.
I don't think it's true.
I think they're getting a divorce.
That's too bad.
I think they're going through. It's going to end up on, was it Maury?
Now Burger King's just going to have to jack it into box.
I see what you did there.
I hate myself now.
Say our buys to the
I haven't
Dairy
been to a
Queen.
Steak and Shake since I've been here.
Steak and Shake is pretty good.
I haven't been to one.
They are pretty good.
Dang, I need to go to a Steak and Shake.
Well, you're okay. So you're from Texas. Have you been to In-N-Out? Do they have In-N-Out in Texas?
I went to an In-N-Out in Austin. I was not impressed.
Really? What did you get? I mean, there's 3 fucking things on the menu.
I got like.
So you either got a single burger, double burger, or triple burger.
I think I got a double burger with cheese and fries, and it was. Maybe it's just like a bad.
I mean, it could have been.
A bad location.
I have not been to a bad one.
It was very dry, and I was like, "Well, this is just a hamburger."
Oh yeah, see, most of them aren't dry. They're usually pretty juicy. They're really greasy.
Maybe that was. I did not. I wasn't blown away. I wasn't like, "Oh wow, fucking."
Yeah. See, where I am originally from, it's so far away from most big restaurants like that, or big named places like that, that when we would go to like Tucson or Phoenix, where you'd have all those selection of places to eat, there were 3 places that was always the top 3 that we'd have to go to since we could never get to them: Chick-fil-A, In-N-Out, Five Guys. Those are like the 3 that of all the other restaurants were like, all right, let's go eat lunch. Which one are we eating at? Because it's like finding gold. It's rare. We have no idea where it's at. We got to get one of these 3 while we can. And it was always like if I knew someone was like, hey, I'm going up to Tucson tomorrow, I'd be like, hey, bring me back some Chick-fil-A. And it's like, I'm not going to be back until tomorrow noon. And it's like, bring me some Chick-fil-A. I don't care if it's cold and horrible tasting. I'll eat it because we didn't have any.
Dang.
But yeah. And then I actually never had a Five Guys until I think I got here.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I really like
and
Five
I had
Guys.
Five Guys for the first time. And I love the fact that they give you a bag of fries. Like, I almost came in my pants the first time I went to Five Guys, and I like looked in the bag and I pulled out the burgers, and then there's just like a sack of fries, and I'm like, oh my god!
It's kind of their thing where like sometimes, I mean, it definitely feels like the employees are like, yeah, fuck it, whatever.
Oh yeah, like they put
I don't
the
wanna
cup
measure
over
it
the
out.
bag and then just take a scoop 3 times bigger than the cup and go,
Yeah, fuck it, whatever.
and just put it all in there. That's annoying.
I like Five Guys. I like Five Guys because, like, my rule when I go out to go eat is, if I'm going out to eat, if I'm like going out and I'm paying extra, making all that extra effort, I want something like that I can't make on my own,
right?
Or like I don't have the resources, like the time or the knowledge or the tools or whatever to make. Like I can't make a Five Guys burger. Like it seems like, oh, it's just a fucking hamburger, and with all this stuff, like I can't make it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
A perfect example, because I was actually talking about this exact thing earlier. Spaghetti. I would never go to an Olive Garden and order spaghetti,
right?
Because spaghetti is the easiest thing to cook, and I'm not going to go out like you. I'm not going to go out and order something that I can just make at home.
Yeah, I don't know how to make the whatever spicy shrimp thing. Like I'm not gonna be sitting over with a saucepan and pouring cream and got to put in this pepper and I like.
It's like I have no problem ordering steaks because I'm not the best at cooking steaks, so I'll go out and order. Give me a T-bone. But if I do, I'm gonna give me a T-bone. I want a big, thick one that I don't cook very often, most because they're too expensive, and I'm not gonna buy the extra sauce and stuff. So give me something nice. But
most like breakfast places, like go, I don't know, maybe like big breakfast, like Denny's.
Yeah.
Like get a grandson. Like I could probably do something like this at home.
Right. Like you could do most of it.
I can make bacon. I can make pancakes.
Eggs.
My eggs, they may not come out as fluffy or whatever, but like they're still eggs.
Yeah.
I could do this. I'm not paying $8 for this crap. That's like $2 of ingredients.
So going back a little bit to places.
So fan fiction involving breakfast
Denny's.
food. Denny's. No, I'm just kidding. What are you saying?
Naruto walked into the Denny's. I'm going to be the manager of Denny's.
I was actually looking at shit like that today. I was like, I guess I could do this. I have a degree.
I can cook at Denny's. No, but going back to being in Texas, Rudy's Barbecue.
It's good. I mean, it's not.
But
it's
you've
expensive.
eaten there. You've gone there.
Yeah,
it is expensive. Every single time, because me and my family have driven through Texas countless times because we lived in Arizona, but we had family that lived in the South. So instead of flying, we normally drove. Like driving through New Mexico, it takes a couple hours. Texas, it takes like 4 weeks.
Yeah,
I hate driving through Texas. Like every time a grandparent would call us to like, hey, where you guys at? Are you guys driving safe? Where you guys at? Of the 40 times they'd call us throughout the entire trip, 30 of those times were in Texas. It's so maddening. That state is it's too long. We need to cut it up into like 4 more states. But Rudy's Barbecue, like every single time we stepped foot into as soon as we passed the sign that said, welcome to Texas, I'm like, where's Rudy's Barbecue? Like, we are getting it. Where is it? And every time they're like, all right, let's get dinner. What do you guys want to eat? I'm like, what do you think I want to eat? Let's go find the nearest Rudy's Barbecue and go get like $50 worth.
Yeah, heck.
And enjoy the heck out of it, which, $50 isn't get a lot. But
I'm a big, I like barbecue sauces.
Yeah.
Like, I really like barbecue sauce. So like Rudy's has really good barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah.
And you put like barbecue sauce on anything. Like I think I could eat it.
Yeah, it's like ranch. It's like ranch and barbecue are like the two things you can
I'm
put
not big on ranch.
Anything.
I'm not big on ranch for some reason.
Oh really? I was not until about high school, and then I started putting on like everything.
Yeah. Well,
like when I saw people putting it on pizza or like dipping their pizza in ranch, I'm like, you psychopath! You look like a nut job right now. And then I did it, and I was like, it's pretty good.
I
it's
can
pretty
see
good.
what you're going for here.
Now I get why people eat pizza with salad, just so they can put their ranch on on the pizza.
Yeah, I'll put barbecue sauce on pizza.
Yeah, I've tried that as well.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, like buffalo chicken sauce, like buffalo chicken pizza. That's well, not buffalo chicken, but like just buffalo sauce.
Oh, I'll just put like
It's
barbecue
pretty
sauce on vegetables.
good. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like
I'm
if I
just-
have a meal, I'll take like
I won't do that.
broccoli or something, and I'll
The fuck?
put it in there.
Are you serious?
It's good. Cause here's the thing. It's like for me, it's like the same with ketchup. Ketchup is the food. French fries is the transport that you use to get the food to your face.
Ew.
So that's all it is. So it's like
no gross.
Yeah, because ketchup is so amazingly good and tasty. And same with
So
barbecue
weird.
sauce.
That's so weird.
Barbecue sauce is what you eat, and you just put it on top of chicken to
Remember
get it
when
into your face.
when the different colored ketchups were like a big deal?
Oh, I do remember that.
So you can get green ketchup.
Green-
Ketchup's
the
not
purple-
normally green
The
or
purple's
purple.
the one I remember because that was the one that seemed completely unnatural.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you remember how the greatest invention that man has ever come up with was the squirtable bottle?
Well,
Because they were the glass ones that
I
you had
don't-
to beat. I
I
don't even know if
exactly
kids today even know what
I don't
they are.
remember when that actually happened.
I remember it happened. It was probably around 2000. I think it was around 2000, 2001. I think when it happened because I remember they actually had commercials about it. Like they had commercials for the different colored ones because it was an ad thing, or they're like, "Look, you can buy purple ones." When they had the squeezable ones, they literally had a commercial where a guy is like hitting the bottom of the pop pop pop, and like it's not coming out. And then he like looks at it and it explodes in his face. And then they're like, would this help you? And they hand him a squeezable bottle. And he acts like sliced. It's like, whoa! It's like going to the moon. It's like, the technology. And I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Wouldn't it be much better though if they just came out with like little super soaker guns? And just
A condiment gun.
spray your ketchup. Yeah.
Condiment Man. I think that's a
I don't.
super villain.
When did squirt bottles come out like that?
Wait, do you mean like water guns?
No, like the ketchup thing.
The ketchup ones?
I remember like in the movie Big Daddy, the
Yeah.
Adam Sandler movie, he poured his milk into a little spray bottle so he could spray his cereal without spilling it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I do remember that. That was weird.
And
I think in that one they had a squirt bottle.
I felt like
But
that's
they
like an
had
80s invention, isn't it?
Well, I think that they had them, yeah, but in the 80s or 90s, but
They had them, but they were
I don't
cost
think they
prohibitive.
became-
So
they weren't as popular.
they were only used in the military and like NASA. No,
It was a military invention. The government
Astronauts
needed
would
a
use
quick way
them.
for ketchup to come out.
dude.
But yeah, I can't remember, but now it's like if you go to a restaurant and they have a glass bottle, you're like, how old is this? How long have you been keeping this in the pantry? Because there's no way you bought this new.
They had the nozzles for like mustard, and I think honey also had little nozzle
Yeah, the honey
bottles
did.
for a while.
Yeah,
This is a great conversation we're having
yeah, about ketchup,
about squeeze
and
bottles and little.
the containment thereof.
How does that happen? Oh my god!
Hey man, hey,
Whoa!
when you jump onto this podcast,
you got to solve the big problems.
when you jump onto Off the Border, you get hit with the real stuff. Am I right?
right when you jump the border, you get hit by the.
You get hit by
Oh,
the
Jesus.
Border Patrol
Oh crap!
and sent right back. You started it.
I felt
You
like
started. I finished
but
it.
you didn't have to.
I pushed. I kept pushing. Hey, what do we say when you go to the border?
Look at John McEnroe
Just gotta
play.
keep going.
There's
Oh
some
my!
butt.
That's that's a tennis ass.
Is that John McEnroe or is that Bjorn Bjorg?
Have you watched the tennis anime? There's like 3 of them. One of them is like super ridiculous, and then one of them is like serious.
Why must the fucking people ruin things I enjoy? Anime.
No, what? I think it's called the Prince of Tennis, or the King of Tennis. I can't remember. It's some royalty of tennis.
I think it's the Prince of Tennis. I
Prince
think you're
Prince
right.
of Tennis.
I've
That
heard
was
of
when
it.
that popped up on TV when Toonami was feeling like, man, we could put any Japanese show on here and kids would soak it up. And then they put like Prince of Tennis on there, and then they were like, never mind, it still has to have some decency to it. And they took it off. I remember seeing like 4 episodes and then it was gone because it was garbage.
Theory wrong.
Every time they say, I'm going to send you to the Shadow Realm. Set match.
Is that what that's from?
It's Yu-Gi-Oh.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
It's Yu-Gi-Oh.
It's like, I don't know, stupid
Enough.
internet memes
Stupid internet
making
memes.
me go insane.
Now it's funny because we'll just talk about this for a second. I used to actually be.
We're changing the topic right now.
Hot dogs are really great.
No, okay, what? You used to be a big what?
No, I used to be a big anti-anime person. It was really funny because there was this one
I still
conversation.
am.
You still are. No, but it was
Hedberg.
no, because mine actually came from like a religious viewpoint. Actually, it was really funny because I remember I was sitting in my car with my mom, and I was like 10, 11. I was playing my Game Boy, playing like Pokemon, and my mom just looks at me and goes, Steven, I don't want you to be. I don't want you to get into that anime. I don't want you to get into those Japanese stuff. And
Pocket
I was like,
monsters, dude.
I was like, why? And
From the gates of hell.
she said, it's weird. And I was like, okay. Besides the one I already watched, because I was already watching like 3. I was like, besides Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Dragon Ball Z, I was like, yes, ma'am. So like, I would go to school and kids would be reading the anime books, like the mangas, and I'd like look and be like. I was like, get your devil stuff away from me. Get your weird Japanese cartoons out of here.
Steven, it's your granddaddy. Now I fought them bastards in World War II, and I fought them again in Korea. I ain't gonna have them manipulating your mind
with their Godzillas,
with the goddamn fake cartoon propaganda.
Their cartoons don't even have sideways eyes. What?
They're trying to hijack your brain and make you do some Harry Carey.
But yeah, so for years I was always like, and then in like high school I decided to give it a try.
In high school,
and then
there is no God.
Just
I'm
like,
gonna read all the animes.
Yeah. Well, my school library
manga.
actually
had.
had.
Excuse me, people. I know when it's in literature form, it's called manga.
It's a manga. It's a manga. You weeble. You a weeble. That's my internet voice. That's what the internet sounds like to me.
Yeah, you need to get it right. It's a manga, okay? It's a manga, a manga-sama.
But no, my library actually had a section of manga that throughout my high school years it got bigger, and I just remember like one day being like, I'll try one. Like first I picked up one I liked, so I was like, oh, the Dragon Ball Z, I'll give it a try. I thought that was an American cartoon show, but apparently it's one of these Japanese ones. And then I checked it out, and then I came back at the second volume, and then I was like, oh, they have like another one that I used to watch, like Inuyasha, because I used to sneak that one up because it was on Adult Swim. So I snuck that one, and then I was getting into dumb ones like, oh, this one's Chalky Nami Nami-san, and then I was like, I'm too far in. I actually had to reel myself back because I started like reading stupid ones. So I was like, I gotta calm down.
Does manga follow more like a traditional comic book format where it's like panels?
Yeah.
Or is it like novel type stuff?
No,
it's
like
articles?
panels. It's like panels. It's like comic books. They're backwards because they read them the other direction. But they're like comic books.
What?
Yeah, they read them because we read
so they go right to
left
left
to right. So they go right to left. Yeah.
Okay.
So like if you pick it up and you look at it in the same way that you would pick up a book and then you open it, you'd be reading the end. In fact, most of them, when you open up the first page, it says stop, turn it around,
collaborate.
Like it tells you,
listen.
to turn it around and listen.
Huh.
This is the end of the manga edition.
I never really got into comic books, but like I've read a couple, and like they're enjoyable because like fucking
superhero.
It's like, oh, boom, I'm done with the page.
Yeah.
It's like instant gratification. Like you're like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. It's like reading a book super fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
it's like reading.
That's why I have Moby Dick the comic book.
It's like reading a J.D. Salinger book, aka Holes.
Ooh.
And you're like, that was one chapter. That was 2 chapters. That was 3 chapters. 4. And then you're like, whoa. Stanley Yelnats spelled backwards is Stanley Yelnats.
Whoa.
Splooge. That's
That's actually from the book.
That's from the book.
Not
from
a euphemism.
Not from anyone's wieners.
For dick milk.
Splooge.
Real adults here on Off the Border. We really We're really mature here.
That's definitely one of those things. It's definitely not like, haha, I'm gonna sneak the word splooge into this This is novel. This is definitely one of those things like splooge. That's a cute name.
See, I almost think if maybe the writer
I don't feel like it wasn't
wanted to put splooge in a book
a thing.
and just wrote it around.
I'm always like, I always feel stupid because like, oh yeah, that's a new thing. That's a new word that people are starting to use now. People are like, no, we use that in the 50s.
Yeah. I have found that so
thing?
often that when like
it's embarrassing.
I'll find a word and my mom's like, "We used to say that in the 80s all the time," and I'm like, "Really?" And I'll look it up and be like, "Oh my god!"
It's so embarrassing that like I refuse to even talk anymore.
Yeah,
like, this is a rare trait for you people.
Just to say splooge.
Look at John McEnroe.
Oh snap! Speaking of 70s, hey Johnny
splooge.
boy, do you say splooge? Yeah, I do. I like reading up on like old words, like in oldie days, and finding out what was offensive there, and finding out like, really, like fuck is offensive, but they could say
fuck.
You're a fish mother.
Like, you're a fish's mother,
oh, a fish
and then
mother.
you die immediately, because you could also do that back then too.
You know who was super filthy? Ancient
Super
Romans.
filth McFrank.
The ancient Romans were super filthy.
And the most filthy of them was Super Filth McFrank.
Was super filth McFrank.
McFrankius.
McFrankius.
Because he was Latin.
Filthiest McFrankius.
Yeah, he was crazy filthy.
But like Pompeii, the city that got ashed over, once archaeologists went through it, they found like paintings in like the bathhouses of people having nasty, disgusting orgies. Like that was their artwork that they just kept on the city. Like those people were disgusting.
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Thank God.
One day you're here, one day you're melted, covered in ash. What are you gonna do?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when Vesuvius comes for you? Well, this is what it's come to now. It's just making.
Well, we're in an hour.
We're in an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Should we sign off?
I think we should sign
off.
What
I felt like we had a thing we were doing when we were signing off, didn't we?
I don't know. Well, I think
now we don't know.
I think what we'll do.
No, that was actually the one part we had recorded.
That was the one part we have recorded, but we're not going to use that one. So I think let's just send it off because we didn't have an entrance really where we said what the podcast was. So let's end it with saying what the podcast was. I'm Steven.
Wait, what?
We'll do like we'll just do our outro.
Are we doing this manga style?
We're doing this manga style, exactly. You gotta start at the beginning.
I guess. Okay, cool. I'm Mark.
So I'm Steven, and this is the Off the Border podcast.
And I'm Mark.
I hope you. No, you already said that.
Well, you said Steven twice. So
well, no, but okay.
I can't let you do that.
All right,
I can't let you outdo me on that.
All right, fine. This is Steven.
This is Mark.
That's Mark.
Well, now I'm ahead of you.
Yeah.
That's Steven. Okay, now we're even.
Okay, now we're even. And this has been Off the Border podcast. Thank you so much for listening.
Say something that rhymes with my name now.
What?
I said even. I said even twice, and that rhymes with Steven. And now I said your name again, and now you have to say my name, but you have to say something that rhymes with it, because it has to be symmetrical.
No.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so defeated right now. It's absolutely so defeated. All right, fine. Mark.
That's kind of lazy.
Well, you know what? You put me on the spot, and that's what I gave you.
All right.
Okay, that's the end.
This is very disappointing.
Toodles.